Welcome, everybody, to another session of Ohio Gaming Alliance presents Birthright 5th Edition. I'm your GM for the evening, Mike Melvin, and we have your intrepid group of adventurers. Sans, our friend Tristram, who's out of town this evening. We will manage his character on his behalf.
Hi.
Coming back to the action, as usual, I offer up to any of our intrepid adventurers who would like to recap last session for a potential inspiration. So, anybody willing to take that one away? Nobody tonight?
Well, we tracked our goblins into the woods. Thanks to Notor, we made pretty good time. Eventually came across them, kind of in early adventurer kind of ways. We kind of haphazardly came up with a plan that kind of not really fell through, but wasn't ideal. But it was a tough encounter, but we managed to survive and save, I think it was like 20 some slaves. Afterwards, one of the goblins got away. Notor tracked him to a bigger fortification and unfortunately was spotted. He came back to let us know as we were resting, and now we are in the process of, I believe, rounding everybody up and getting out of there.
Yep. Okay. So, yeah, very good. So yeah, here you are. You had a makeshift camp put together, and you are at current. You were unable to complete a long rest as you had intended, and as such, you are aware that there is a stronghold not far away, and at least one of the goblin slavers was able to retreat back to that stronghold. So Asher gets a inspiration, of course. Well done, sir. And we have a group of 20 commoners of various different backgrounds and such. None seem to be terribly worse for wear, but they are fatigued. They weren't driven hard up into the mountains here, but they weren't treated great either. So from here, you may decide how you would like to push forward, my friends.
Well, Malrine was comforting the people,
Mm-hmm.
and he was make sure they were all comfortable and rested. Then, didn't we have didn't we have some people coming down from the fort at this point that we needed to kind of get moving?
Well, you don't know. So if you'll recall that Notor did see that there was a couple of watchtowers down the pass from this path that went up to the fortification, and there were
Right.
scouts in there that saw him, but and did seem to raise an alarm, but you don't know if he's been pursued.
Oh crap! Well, we're probably. I mean, if there was an alarm raised, is it a defensive alarm or is it a? I don't know.
Yep.
We may want to start moving a little quicker than we thought.
So that's a fair question. If Notor wants to maybe take perhaps an investigation roll.
can you roll that for me? Because roll 20 is not working right now.
Well, that's not helpful. Okay. Yep. Hang on.
That's why I'm not saying anything right now. I'm trying to figure out what the heck's going on.
Now you're cool. All right. So investigation for Notor. It's a pretty good investigation roll. From what you can tell, or from what you saw, you didn't hear them shout anything. You just you saw them basically fire a flaming arrow, which was some kind of a beacon. You assume it was to alert the stronghold, but you can't say for certain whether it was a defensive alarm or just a notification that there was trouble.
And that's information that I would relay to everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll make sure everybody knows that. I'm not
Okay.
really sure, but I don't know.
Asher thinks that we should err on the side of caution, and we should start making our way back. To him, we just can't take the risk of just sitting here. Even if it is, because I mean, we've got 20 slaves or 20 people who are going to be slaves.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to put us at a big disadvantage when it comes to movement. So if they do decide to come after us, they're probably going to catch up to us pretty quick.
Anyone set a trap?
Do what now? I'm sorry.
Can anyone do traps?
It's a fair
We
point.
don't need it. We don't need really good traps. We just need traps that slow them down. So
I mean, I can do anything. So what do you need? I mean, it'd be
like I said,
survival, wouldn't it?
basically what I'm thinking is we need to run away because we have a bunch of people that we need to rescue. So, in order to slow them down, if we set like traps every so many yards or whatever, that'll slow them down and they'll be a little bit more careful as opposed to running as fast as possible while we can get away.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the traps will get us kind of, slow us down a little bit too, but I feel like the traps will slow them down more than it'll slow us down.
Fair point. All right. So who would like to try it? Setting snares.
I'm up for the challenge.
I could try setting some snares.
Okay. So I believe,
I'm gonna need some rope though.
if I'm not mistaken, that would be what, a survival type of a role, perhaps?
Yeah.
And yeah, you'd need appropriate tools, maybe. I mean, if you want to build.
I've got group stuff, but I don't have any rope in there.
I've
Okay.
got rope, but I don't
You
know
got
how much of it.
If you buy a spool of rope, it's usually 50 foot of rope.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So again, I think that would be survival type of stuff. So if you want to give that a try, you can use survival rolls. Notor, you want to give it a try also?
I would like to.
Okay. I mean, you have survival capability. You are a wood ranger, so you do have
three.
Still
you
trying to
have
figure
some
out
rope.
this
No, you're fine.
roll
You have
20.
some rope and stuff. Okay.
Yeah, I've got rope too.
All right.
Well-
yeah. So roll out your some survival rolls and let's see how you do.
I
I
will.
managed to tie my leg up.
I'll give Notor Bardic Inspiration. Bing.
Okay.
And I'll roll as well.
Where would you like to place your snares and such?
I don't know if I can even do any. Oh, that's not bad. 13. I would think that we would want to put a lot of our snares on to the roads. and then maybe some in the actual woodland areas, right? I mean, why not have a guy get pulled off the road, or have a horse's leg get snared, or have a,
Okay.
sorry about the horse and sorry about your luck, but this, we're talking life and death here.
Sure. Sure.
If there's some solid along the way, if there's some type of or like a bridge that's a wooden surface or whatever,
hmm
I have a bunch of ball bearings that I can, kind of or give you guys a set a trap with too.
Oh, couldn't you like enchant the rope or something?
No, I cannot enchant the rope.
That's so Malrain too.
Well, you
Can't
know that
like,
further down the
enchant rope
pass,
or something?
further down the pass, you guys did cross a small bridge over a stream, so you do recall that.
Right.
Yeah,
Ooh,
if
that
you
might
guys
be a
wanna-
good spot too.
So if you guys want to use my ball bearings to kind of set a trap to kind of slip them up there, I can provide ball bearings for you guys.
That's a good
Okay.
idea.
Yeah, that's not a bad plan.
Let me see here.
If anyone has daggers, we can set up or spikes. We can set up traps that hold the stick between, or the blade between the two flanges, and flaps around and stabs people. That could be another one. Just throwing
Okay.
it out
So-
there.
So we're gonna get moving back to town, as in, let's let the townspeople or let these people actually come and let's have
Mhm.
like a lighter guard. So like 2 or 3 people, and whoever's setting traps will be a little bit behind. Does that sound good? Because we got to
Sure.
get going.
Yep,
Sure.
I agree.
Absolutely.
So I'll go with the people, since I'm clearly not good at making traps for whatever reason.
I'll also be
Better.
following the people because I am not a trap person. I know I'm the
Alright.
idea person. I'm just not a trap person. So I'm giving my ball bearings to our trap makers, and I will be going with the townspeople.
All right, your boy Kelso says, "Hey man, what about
Oof.
all these chains and stuff we took off everybody? Can you use those?"
Absolutely. I guess. Right.
Seems like you should be able to, yeah.
Yeah. I have that two-handed sword still, don't I? Or did somebody else take that?
I don't think anybody grabbed it. You plunged it into the,
Well, I told him I would take
leader.
it.
but I wasn't aware you took it.
Well, look, I mean, anybody can carry it, I guess. It's up to you.
Yeah.
I took it. Whatever. If somebody wants to at some point use it, we know it's magical. We just don't know what it is.
Okay. So Notor is going to go ahead and attempt to
I'll help.
build his snares. Not so successful. You did give him a little synergy, and he is going to use the extra
Ooh,
die
nat
6.
20.
So yeah, you gave him a +2 for assist.
Okay.
Well, actually, it would be advantage for assist, so he should roll twice. Hang on.
Yay.
Second roll wasn't any better, but he will add your bardic inspiration that you gave him.
Nice. Better
Okay.
than nothing.
Yeah. So
15.
not too bad. He pretty successfully sets a snare off the side of the road over here, close to where your small camp was. As you guys put up a small camp, and
All right. I'll be right back, Master GM.
fine. So your resident rogue, Miss Greta, being a bit devious, she suggests, hey, don't try to hide the campfire. Let's leave that noticeable. because then they're more likely to investigate it and therefore maybe set off your snares.
Good idea.
Okay. So let's see here. I'm going to add. We're going to add a snare. Here. And let's see, you also had at least one other person who successfully made a snare, so we'll put another one down around here. All right, so we got a couple of snares in place and you guys are now moving. So Kelso will easily take the lead. You guys were staying behind to build snares. She made a little bit of noise about keeping these snares in a place where, you know, they could likely get tripped. So, okay. Well, you guys begin moving. The townsfolk are very pleased, but also very scared, knowing that you have potential pursuers. So, let's see. As you guys get moving, I'll throw up a couple of quick rolls here. Okay. As you guys get moving, you don't hear or have any sign of pursuit. And so we're going to change the scene a little bit here. And now the team is back here in the previous spot. So this is getting on down near to where so you guys were behind a little bit. Oops, not you. Okay, so here's your crew of peoples. All right. All right, so you've traveled, you know, roughly 2 to 3 hours, and again, it's pretty late because you were trying to bed down before Notor had to come back. So it's dark, it's cold. I haven't heard anybody mention that they were carrying a light source. So the moving has been kind of slow, but you don't seem to be hindered much. So it appears you're moving along at a decent clip.
Nicely paved road will help with that.
Well, it's not even a road, right? It's more of a
Right.
trail, but
Right.
it is a well packed and seemingly decently traveled trail. And you have been up at once, so. All right, so again, it's pretty dark, it's pretty cold, but you're approaching the bridge. So what would you like to do?
I could hold watch, ready to spring a firebolt while everybody crosses.
Yeah, I think definitely we should cross the bridge. I mean, if nothing else, if we decide to rest, it would act as a good choke point if we need it.
Maybe
I don't know how
watch-
deep the water is though, like surrounding it.
maybe wise to take it single file as well.
Yeah.
Well, you came across it once, so anybody recall from your previous encounter?
Recall about what?
I remember it being sturdy, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I didn't think there was any danger across the bridge or anything.
I didn't think so either.
If there's any concern, can roll a little bit of an investigation check.
All right, I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, I don't know, just a thought.
It's my investigation.
Here's Kelso. He's going to do the same. We'll say Notor is
Ooh, I
too
got 4.
while he's busy. Okay. So, you guys do recall that, yes, the bridge was pretty sturdy. And in fact, Notor says, actually, as I recall, we had a lot of people in irons and a whole squad of goblins seemingly crossed this bridge ahead of us with no issues. So he doesn't feel at all like there's going to be a problem with the bridge. You guys came across it in the middle of a fight, so
Nice,
Or-
nice.
so.
Yeah, there's no
Nice.
problem. Let's go.
Cross that bridge.
Okay. So I remember somebody saying something about potentially booby trapping the bridge or something.
Yeah, I've handed off my marbles to the trap people, so
My marbles.
I have no more marbles.
You have no marbles.
You have no
You have
marble.
no mabos. Huevos?
All right. So yeah, that would probably be Notor would be, our primary snare maker, but this is more like a traditional trap, which would be kind of outside his expertise.
Maybe Greta, right? I mean, she seems like she knows.
Yeah.
What she's doing.
I know
with
a
that.
lot about a little bit of everything.
True.
Greta's a rogue, isn't she?
She is.
She should be able to make traps then.
Okay.
Well, making them, okay. I'm not as good
She's-
at making them.
She's a rogue, but she's more like she's a swashbuckler, right? So
Oh.
she's really more geared toward well, she's all about being on the sea. She's a sailor by trade and by background, so she'd give it a try. She's not necessarily the she'll give it a try. She's not necessarily one to make traps, but she'll give it a shot.
I mean, I guess the other question is it cold enough for the water to freeze?
That's a good question. Again, I don't know that anybody's carrying light sources, so
I have
I
dark
mean-
vision, so I didn't.
okay. Well, again, it's just one of those things. If nobody felt like they needed them, then okay. So you can go down closer to the water's edge and take a look.
I will. I'll go down there.
Okay.
I'll go with it. I've got dark vision too. I think we all do. Maybe not
Brett,
Notor and Kelso. That's right. They're the two humans. I think Notor's a human, right?
yes. Yes, he's a human, but actually Kelso's an elf.
Kelso's an elf.
Yeah.
That's right. Duh.
But
Shit, sorry.
Well-
Greta's a human though.
I would come down there, but these boots are designer.
Okay. Well, you guys checking out the water's edge, go ahead and move on up and then give me some perception checks, please. Okay, Task got a 16.
Um, 18 for
Okay. Yep.
Asher.
That's easy enough, guys. You can start to see pretty quickly. It's freezing up around the edges, but it looks like through the middle of the stream, you can still hear water moving, although it's pretty light. So yes, it is beginning to freeze over, but it is not completely frozen as yet. It's still got a pretty
That's
Pretty
all I'm
strong flow.
concerned about, because the other option we can do instead of marbles is actually just throw water on the bridge,
ice it up. Mhm.
ice it up.
It's a good thought.
Yeah.
Might even be able to do both.
Correct.
Well, whereas I appreciate your McAllisterian ideas, no,
I don't want to lose my marbles.
Okay. Well, it's up to you if you want
then
to.
you'll end up like Toodles.
Yeah, I know. I like to
Alright.
keep my marbles. I'm not
Right.
crazy.
Okay. Well, if anybody has a better idea or, hey, look, there's a perception came out of nowhere.
No,
Notor's in.
I'm gonna look from the bridge.
Okay.
I don't see shit.
I mean, again, with your dark vision,
Right.
nothing stands out. I mean, it sounds like a quiet forest. So
Awesome possum.
okay. While you guys are doing this, I'm rolling a couple things in the background. Okay.
And also the other question is, do we want to actually kind of rest for the night
You right back?
or so, or not?
I'm okay with a long rest if everyone else
I
is.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to. I mean, I think we're at some point we would just be too weak to fight. I think we're gonna have to. I think we're too far in.
Okay.
But at least if we're over the bridge, like I said, it could be a choke point.
Correct. I think this is a good spot to kind of rest, because even if we get surprised, or if we get surprised, I mean, we've got plenty of, or we have plenty of ideas to kind of set up traps and stuff. And yeah, the bridge is a good choke point for it too.
Okay. So you're wanting to build a camp then. Where do you want to do it?
Can we put it off on either the left or right side of the trail?
Sure. Okay. Go ahead and ping where you're going to put it.
What do you think, guys? Is this a good spot to do it?
Yeah, I'm
Sort
all
of
right with that.
Or a little bit off a little bit further? So like around here somewhere, where there's a really good patch area that's where we can actually make a camp.
Yeah, that's seems okay with me.
All right. So simple enough. You guys are able to.
Also, too, I can with a long rest, I can cast my Find Familiar and finally get my owl. And if I do that, I'm able to see and hear through it.
Okay.
When that happens, though, I become deaf and blind, but I can hear and see through whatever creature you choose. And I could send my owl off to kind of investigate, kind of
Okay.
fly around to see if anybody's chasing us or anything.
All right. Okay. So we got a basic campsite set up over here. And you don't hear or detect any signs of pursuit as yet. So far so good. Anything else you want to do before you try to bed down for the night?
Just make sure that I'll make sure that the people are make sure everybody's doing okay. If anybody needs anything, or if there's any emergencies or anything, bathroom
No.
trips.
They're cold and they're tired. They probably need some food. So Again, 20 people, you'll probably,
Yeah.
to get them all at least, with enough strength to keep moving in the morning, you would all need to give up a day of rations.
I'll do that for
to care-
sure.
To take care of them. So everybody would lose 1 day of rations.
Yeah, I'm all right with that.
I'm
Totally.
fine with that.
I've got multiple days of rations on me. I mean, I can cough up a couple. How many do we remember how many days out we are from the village?
Well, roll me a
Couple
history.
days in.
Maybe you can remember.
13. History.
Okay. Look, it was a low DC, so
Oh, okay, I got like a 19.
okay. So easy enough. I mean, the DC wasn't real high, but yeah, so it's pretty easy to remember, guys. I mean, I know you guys were pushing hard and you were trying to pursue. You guys came up into the mountains in like 2 days, but the pace that you're currently on, you expect it'll probably take about 3 to get everybody back down to the town safely, unless you really press hard.
Okay.
It was more like a day and a half for you, but you guys were pushing hard to get up here. Okay. Anything else you're gonna do before you bed down?
That's it for me.
Okay. Cass, you had an idea about messing with the bridge. Did you want to go forward with that?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. So what are
Oh,
you
I'll
gonna do?
help him with that. Yeah, if we're gonna ice the bridge over or whatever, I'll help with that.
Okay. How would you like to do it?
I'm checking my equipment. Give me a second.
Okay.
I will actually do something before we bed down.
Okay.
Underneath the bridge, is it kind of goes down and then the water, the bank comes down under the bridge and then opens up to the water?
It's a pretty small bridge and stream, so no, I mean, it doesn't have a
Okay.
lot of bank underneath the bridge.
Okay, cool.
Like I say, if you got a running start, you think you could probably jump it without too much difficulty, but
Oh, heck in a handbasket. Never mind then.
the bridge is it looks like it's more just to keep you from getting your feet wet more than a real necessity.
No, honey, I'm not. My character's not dying. That's not yet, anyway.
Give it a minute.
Foreshadowing.
Give it a minute.
Yeah, give me a minute.
Oh shit.
So, no. Well, my thought was kind of creep down back behind there, but what I think I'll do is I will ready a firebolt and I will climb into this tree over here using my awesome athletics skill.
Which tree are you looking at?
Oh, my apologies, Master GM. Right here.
All right.
Awesome.
All right.
Right,
Yep.
Let me make a
Give me
quick
an
roll.
athletics check.
here. Ooh, my whole's athletics of 0.
Nat 20. All right. Well, you scramble up there like you were born in a tree. So, no big deal.
We Nihilos can climb. That's always been a thing. So, when I climb up there, I'll just ready a spell, and since I have dark vision, I'll keep watch and meditate from the tree when needed.
Okay.
Does
May not
anyone
be the
actually
most-
have some like type of bucket or something?
May not be the best place to
Does
to meditate.
The only thing I
agree.
have to contain liquids is of my water skin.
Well, I'll pee right out of the tree. I'm not worried about.
Very gracious.
Well, not when anybody's watching. I'm
No.
I'm of noble blood. I'm better than that.
Also, before I do this, I'm gonna set an alarm spell right in the middle of the bridge. I think that's an AoE, or I think that's a proximity alarm. I think because
It
alarms
is.
are a ritual.
It is. Yep.
Yeah,
It's
I
Yeah,
think
I
typically
will.
I'll say ask the GM on that one.
you can choose, I think, too. Like it can either be like an audible alarm or it can go off inside your head. I
correct.
think you
Oh,
can
yeah,
choose
yeah.
which one.
Oh, I want to make sure it's
Yep.
an audible alarm because I want to make sure that everyone can hear it. So I
Yeah,
don't want everyone
totally.
hearing it.
Cool. Thank you.
So
Well, if
if I
that's
can
the
set it
case,
right here,
Do you have that prepared?
it's a ritual spell. You said I don't need to prepare ritual spells, correct?
Oh, that's true.
Shouldn't.
I just
You're the
didn't see
one
it
that
in your
taught
spell.
me, Mike.
I didn't see it in your spell list.
You taught me how to use these spells, man.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
just,
I'm
Other
placing
than
right in
watching
front of
you.
the bridge. So if anyone actually comes within 30 feet of it, or anybody, yeah, that's not our people that comes within 30 feet of it, will set off an audible alarm that everyone can hear.
okay. You can't choose necessarily. I think you can only choose a certain amount of people you can exclude from the alarm. Double check the spell. Okay. So what were you still thinking about doing this
Oh,
ice of
I
the
can
bridge? or what?
I designate the people that won't set off the alarm. So that's just
Okay.
everyone that's here.
Okay.
If you're able to throw an alarm up on that bridge, we may not need to do. I mean, if we still want to like try to, I don't. As far as I know, I don't have anything. I never specified that I had a bucket on me, so.
All right. Let's see something here. How about?
But I mean, the alarm would definitely work, and it lasts for like 8 hours, I think.
Man, Kelso is going to save you guys' bacon. He says, hey Tess, man, don't you have like cooking gear or something?
He does. Jesus. Yeah.
Fill up your cook pot, man. Just spread
Oh
the
yeah, I have one of
water.
those. I can do that. I forgot I'm wearing it as a helmet. So yeah, like, oh yeah, this thing. I can use that. Never mind, guys. Oops.
All right, I'm totally giving Kelso an inspiration for that. I mean, I rolled it honestly, but there we go. All right, so yeah, you can use your helmet to dip out some water from the stream and spread it over the timbers of the bridge. All right, so that's handled. Okay, so how would you like to do watches and such? Anything different than what you've typically done, or what would you like to do?
I'd imagine we just keep doing the way we usually have.
Yeah. Same as usual.
Seems to work.
All right. All right, so it doesn't take long for your nice thin layer of creek water to harden into a little ice patch right through the center of the bridge, as is now there. So, okay, so typical watches first would be Asher and Notor, and then Asher, if you want to try to cast your spell during your watch, you can do that. It's up to you.
I still need to. I need to memorize it,
Okay.
so I can memorize it tonight and throw it up in the morning.
Okay.
I don't know if it's a ritual spell or not. I'm not familiar with that kind of stuff yet.
It is a ritual spell, actually. Yes. So.
Is it really?
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm able to do that without any problems, then
Yeah, you can cast it ritually. I believe it needs 11 minutes to cast.
okay,
So it's
sweet.
10 minutes plus spell level for any ritual spell.
Okay, awesome.
Okay. So yeah, Asher and Notor. Okay. You guys hear a little bit of something out there, nothing crazy, pretty standard woodly sounds. Nothing that alarms you. So your watch goes without incident. Typically, second watch goes to Malrain and Kelso. So, Asher, if you'd like to now go ahead and complete your casting or whatever, you can do that just
Yes.
before bedding down.
Okay, cool.
Okay. So you take a moment before waking your compadres here, and you cast your spell, and as you're doing this ritual off by yourself a bit, we'll have you kind of out in the, so you're not disturbing anybody. But
Okay.
as you cast it, the spell ends and nothing happens immediately. You're kind of surprised. You thought you would immediately see something or have found something, but you're surprised to see that nothing happens. Roll a perception check.
Ooh. Uh, uh,
Okay. It's a good roll. Okay, just a moment. Here we go. Well, nothing happened, or so you thought, but coming from across the stream, you see this snowy white owl with slightly glowing eyes gliding toward you.
oh,
It posts up and stops in a tree branch next to you and regards you. It looks at you rather curiously, but it's unafraid.
awesome. Well, then I will communicate with it.
Okay.
Hey, buddy. I don't know what to say to it. I mean, I'm still trying to.
Again, it's still tilting its head at you, looking at you curiously. Its thoughts are odd. I mean, it's not, you can understand what it says, but or what it's thinking, if you will. You got a little
Yeah.
bit of a telepathic link, but it's not necessarily highly intelligent, but it's curious about you. It's very curious.
Okay. And I do have. I'll use my animal affinity to kind
Okay.
of get a reading on because it's an owl is my bloodline,
Okay.
Vorian.
Yep.
So I'll get like a base reading on how if it's scared or if it's
Sure.
just curious or.
No, it's curious and actually a little excited because it's never been this close to a biped before. So
All right. Well, I'll
oh,
just I'll just encourage it and I'll get out some food or something and
okay.
just let it know that everything's totally cool.
What are you gonna feed it?
Um, whatever. I'm not sure. Add a character or whatever. I'm not really sure what owls eat. Just
Okay.
stuff. Whatever rations I have, I guess. I
Okay.
think my character would probably have an idea, but
Well, do a nature roll and let's see what you got.
8, sure. 10.
Okay. So, I mean, you don't know a ton about owls because you haven't really encountered them before. Although you do have a bloodline affinity for them. You know, you don't have a lot of knowledge about them specifically. So, but you do know that they are predator birds and they're meat eaters.
All right. Well, I'll try to compensate as much as I can with whatever rations that seem to have jerky or,
Yeah, all you have really is in a ration kit is dried meat. So,
oh,
um,
okay.
you want to offer that to it?
Yeah. I mean, it's
Okay.
not perfect, but it's meat.
Sure. Do an animal handling roll for me.
Uh, 11.
Okay. Um, it takes a look. It's interested. It doesn't recoil. Smells a little bit at what you're offering, but it doesn't take it.
Okay. Yeah. It's probably going to take a minute, I guess, for it to get used to it. It's not
Sure.
perfect for what it wants.
Well, you know, and you may need to learn some more about this animal as you go. So that'll be
Yep.
that'll just be a little something for you to work on is getting to know your familiar a little bit. So,
Awesome.
okay.
I'll name you Orwell.
Ah, yes, Orwell.
Nice. Okay, so we'll move on to second watch. Asher, as you bed down, Orwell doesn't come to you. He's not perching upon you or anything like that, but he stays close, just in low branches and whatnot.
Okay.
Okay. Um,
I can cast.
Or you didn't have anything that
Sorry.
really happened, so you can go ahead and go to the camp, and then if you guys want to shake Kelso and Malrain out of their reverie. I mean,
So-
you might have to kick a tree to wake Malrain up, but yeah.
Oh yeah. Kick the tree to see if he wakes up.
Okay. Well, so again, Malrain's in a tree, and he's been kind of, I guess, trying to rest a bit. So Malrain, give me another survival roll, please. Okay.
Yay.
Unfortunately, up the tree, you know, city boy here, you were not terribly comfortable. It was not very restful for you.
That's okay.
So unfortunately, you do not get the benefit of a long rest here. You could have short rest for this particular time, but you don't get long rest capability from this one.
Well, I only have to rest for 4 hours as an elf, right?
That's true. But that
Okay.
was the first 4 hour shift. So you got roughly half of it a back full restful time. So you get the benefit of about a short rest, but not a long.
Okay.
So and now it's your watch. Notor's at the bottom of the tree saying, "Hey, your turn."
Malrain will just spend his time from the tree watching.
Okay. I'll put the owl up here near the camp. Okay, so second watch. Also uneventful. Third watch comes up, it's Tass and Greta. They've had the benefit of full rest. So both are quite well rested.
Malrain will continue resting at this point.
Okay. Are you staying in your tree or are you gonna go elsewhere?
He's going to climb down because during his watch he would also cast comprehend languages as a ritual,
Okay.
just in case something happens after he, you know.
All right, give me a
his
another
watch.
athletics check, please.
Sure. Not so
Ooh.
graceful this time.
Little slippery, come down, maybe take a couple of splinters, nothing major, no serious damage, but it wasn't graceful.
Wasn't graceful, right?
Okay.
Gotcha.
So Notor's back at camp, Asher's back at camp. And now it's Tass and Kelso, or Tass and Greta, excuse me. Because you guys. So Kelso got his rest. He is intrigued by this owl. So he's like, man, that's trippy. I gotta check this out, man. So he's attempting to approach the owl and befriend it, and he's loving it. This is cool, man. Look at this guy's little glowing eyes and stuff. It just guy's so cute.
I'm asleep, right? So I can't really.
No, yeah, you're not gonna see any of this, obviously,
Okay.
because
All right.
you're out
Cool.
cold.
All right. Cool. I was gonna say. I guess I should have told people what I did. I'll do
Okay.
it tomorrow.
All right, so now it's up to the Lady Greta and Tass to do some watching. Third watch is uneventful. So your watches go off without a hitch, guys, and it is now kind of later in the morning because you guys didn't bed down till pretty late after dark. And you have to take a full 12 hours to get everybody through a full long rest. That's 12 hours of resting and nothing happened.
That's encouraging.
So I need to take about 5 folks. Let's step away and reconvene here right at top of the hour at 7 p.m.
Already.
Okay. And I'm just going to let the stream run. So if everybody wants to mute their mics for right now while we break, that'd be perfect.
Okay. Back in business. Everybody still here?
I'm
here. We got Chris accounted for. We got Gavin accounted for. Son, ready? Joe, ready? Need to give him a minute here.
Okay.
All right, Joe returns. We got Son yet? All right, still waiting on Son.
Okay.
I'm back. I'm just making some food, so I'll be kind of in and out.
Okay. All right, let's get back to it. So, uneventful evening of rest, other than Asher was able to summon a snowy owl familiar, which was pretty cool. Particularly interested was Kelso. He was rather impressed. All right, man, an owl. Man, that's cool, man. You guys.
Asher will excitedly tell everybody what he did. He's pretty amped up that he's able to do something like that.
Right. Okay, well, so easy enough. Tell everybody what's going on. You may have various levels of interest depending on what everybody wants to do there. No reactions. Okay, cool. I see how it is. Whatever.
Whatever.
Okay, so Asher, what particularly are you talking about that you've done?
Oh, Asher will tell everybody that he was able to summon a owl familiar, and he excitedly
Okay.
tells you that it just came out of nowhere that he's.
Nice. So that was your doing.
Yep. I don't know.
Very
This magic
cool.
stuff's pretty weird. You can
Apparently.
tell he's incredibly fascinated by it. And with it, he says, there's opportunities to help the group as well in terms of being able to, I can communicate with it. I can, though there seems to be a little bit of a barrier, it should help for scouting and stuff like that. If we need them, I should be able to see through its eyes and hear what it hears.
What was the name you were given to it again?
Orwell. And the owl is my blood scion. That's my animal for my what do you call it? My
yeah, your bloodline power. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my blood, just my bloodline. Yeah.
All right. So now you'll see Orwell as a character for yourself. You'll notice him. You should notice him now in the list over here, and he should be usable by you.
Okay.
Can you find him in the journal there?
Journal. Um,
Just got a name. Says Orwell. It's not working. I'll double check it here. Oh, here we go.
under the.
Hang on. How about now?
Yep, there he is. Yep, I got him.
Okay. So now you'll be able to drag him onto the map
Okay, cool.
anytime. And he should have some stats and whatnot in there that you can reference. So
Yeah, he did in the player's handbook, and they have a list of the familiars and stuff like that.
well, I'm just saying in Roll20 now, that character sheet
Oh.
should be pretty close to what his stats are as a
Okay, cool.
typical owl. Okay. All right. So you
We're 7 on this
guys
end.
have completed your rest. What would you do next?
I guess start rounding everybody up, right?
That would be
Yeah.
the good thing to do. Yeah, get everybody on board and ready to go.
Okay. So easy enough. You get everybody rounded up. It's not that everybody was really traveling very far. It's cold out there. They're staying near the fire as much as possible. Again, they're commoners. They're quite pleased to have been rescued and being taken care of by you, and so they're staying close to you guys. Okay. And so if you're going to go ahead and get on the road again, you can begin traveling.
On the road again. I'm not that kind of bird. One of the little ones has decided that he's gonna burp very loud behind me, though.
Gotcha. Okay. Like I say, you only traveled a relatively short distance from the last location. You've got another couple days worth of travel here. So you guys can travel for the better part of a day before you have to bed down again. You can decide whether you want to press on harder or just do normal travel. It's up to you.
I would.
Hmm.
My vote would be for normal travel. I mean, I know, Mike, that we know about the spell, and I don't know if you want to let me use Orwell being able to fly him out and see through his eyes and all that kind of stuff, or if you want it to be more of like a gradual get to know each other, and you know what I mean. Like, I don't want to overwhelm it right away, or if you want me just to use it as the spell indicates.
Yeah, I think you're probably going to need a little bit more acclimation time before you're going to be able to get a whole lot useful from Orwell. I mean, he's definitely attached to you. He's obviously beginning some affinity, but I think he's going to need more time before you can use him in that manner.
Okay, that's fair. Then I'll make sure that as we're traveling, I'll be communicating with them, getting familiar, and all that kind of stuff. Bonding,
Okay.
I guess.
Nice.
All right. So continue to travel, and again, seems pretty uneventful. At this point, you guys are feeling like there's no pursuit at all.
Okay.
So let's see something here. All right. Asher, roll another animal handling for me.
15.
Okay. Orwell is getting rather antsy. He's agitated, from what you can tell. And you just through your role and the fact that he's agitated, you think he's probably getting hungry.
Hungry. Yeah. I'll let him know. I'll communicate with him that, you know, I want him to, if he needs to fly off and do his thing and hunt, and
Mhm.
he's more than welcome to do that. And I'll offer my dry rations again to him. I know it's not what he wants, but
Okay, roll that animal handling again as you offer.
13.
Okay, yeah, he doesn't want it.
Okay. I don't blame you.
So he tilts his head at you a bit. You know, you hear his thoughts are, again, bird thoughts, right? It's kind of hard to follow. They're rather flighty, but you do get that sensation of hunger. So
Yeah.
he understands that you're encouraging him to go and hunt, and so he alights and he does. So
Okay.
he takes off to go hunt. Okay, and I'm gonna go ahead and do a couple of quick rolls here. Okay, so another day of travel is uneventful. If you set up and do your rest again, you each lose a full day's rations again to feed everybody, and you all are going on lighter rations because of this, because you're having to. I mean, you'll have to use your own rations plus, you all give up 1 day of rations to feed the commoners. So that's
Okay.
for every day of travel, you guys lose 2 days worth of rations.
2.
Yeah.
All right.
That's
I
fine with me.
usually,
Like I say, unless you decide that you're going to supplement your rations with other means.
I don't think so. I think we should just stick with what we got.
I'm okay. Yeah. I usually carry about a week's worth of rations on me. So I'm down to at least 2 more rations. So 1 more day for me. I'm good.
Okay. All right. So Greta's starting to run a little low. She didn't think carry that much, so she's got
Uh-oh.
a day left. She just used the last of what she had. Kelso doesn't have anything listed on his. I'm gonna assume he had a few days, so I'm gonna say that he's out too. He's down to his last. So you guys got a day's worth of travel left. You got at least 2 party members with no rations left.
Okay. So 7.
We'll think
5.
about that next time. No, I,
I guess somebody might want to go see if they can catch something to eat. I don't know.
Okay.
It might be interesting.
Well, like I say, you did your full day of travel. You can set up another, and we'll just do Mind's Eye here. I'm not gonna change the scene again, but you can do another.
Oh shit! I would be out.
You can do another camp, and then, like I say, probably going to have to supplement. Otherwise, you're gonna go without some rations for the next day.
I
yeah.
have some corn still from our last adventure. I know I made 1 batch before when we first started, but I mean it was 20 pounds worth. That's a lot of corn. So
20 pounds.
yeah,
Yeah, you had some sacks of raw corn, right?
correct.
Okay, you're still carrying that?
Yeah, I had it in my
Okay.
bag, remember?
Okay. Cool. Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
Well,
I
then,
would.
yeah.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to say real quick. I would
Yeah.
probably be out of rations too. I keep forgetting that we went on the adventure to begin with, so that took about a day or 2, right? So
Yep.
that would put me right at 0 too. I think.
Yep, I would
Close to
agree.
it.
Yeah, because you guys did have to ride hard from the capital
Oh yeah.
to Stratholme. and then you rode hard up into the hills. I don't
You
recall
know it.
anybody saying that they grabbed more rations on the way out. So
Well,
Roger.
okay, so yeah, you guys are down to last bit of dregs, right? So um,
time to start cannibalizing.
all right, well here we go. We knew it would come to this. This is when the party turned.
And then there were none.
Then shit
Okay.
got weird.
Yeah, right. Okay, so what are you gonna do? How would you like to?
We should probably start hunting like Notor suggested. That may be a
Okay.
good idea.
All right, how are each of you going to handle that?
We moved on. I'm sorry. We moved on from the bridge, right? We've been traveling.
Yeah. This, like I say, I just didn't change the scene, but you guys
Yeah,
are
no,
still
it's
in a. I mean, it's a little bit more dense trees. There's no stream anymore. But again, it's a wintry landscape, so you're not gonna find a whole lot of
Yeah.
like growing forage type stuff likely. I mean, you may be able to dig some stuff out if you do well in your attempts, but you're probably looking at hunting opportunities. You're gonna more likely find animals than you are plant type material.
Let's say we see if we can find some kind of deer or something, or a bear.
Okay.
Something big with a lot of meat on it.
It works for me.
Yeah, I gotta yell at a couple of kids.
I know how that is. I got 4 boys.
Yeah, well, I just have 2, but it's enough. Anyway. All right, so for those of you going out to hunt, will you go solitary? Will you go individually? Anything in particular you're looking for? What you doing?
Snow
Okay.
bunnies. There are
I'm-
snow bunnies. Hopefully.
No bunnies.
I can shoot things with my firebolt cantrip too, so I will go hunt as well.
Okay.
I mean, I know we've kind of been together for a little bit now, so I'll kind of lead on Notor on this since he's kind of the hunter. I mean, do we just go on our own, or do we just kind of stick with people who? I mean, what good am I if I'm trampling through the woods?
Right.
You know, scaring everything off.
Sure.
Yeah.
If you guys can kill it, I can cook it.
Well, there you go.
I'm
So
gonna be probably looking for any kind of tracks or any markings on the trees and stuff,
okay.
or any type of cave.
Greta says she's pretty handy with a fishing rod, but she's out of her element. She's not gonna go tromping around in the woods. Kelso, he says, you know what? I think I'll just go off my own way and see what I can pull down. And as such, he starts moving off toward the south, and he changes into a wolf, and he's gonna go stalking as a wolf.
Ooh. By Wolfie.
Okay.
All right.
Very good.
So is Greta just going to hang out with the people, the village people, slaves,
Yeah.
whatever you want to call them?
Yeah. Well, they're not slaves now. They're just
Yeah, I know.
They're just commoners. They're peasants. Yeah.
Are they?
Just regular folks.
Or are they?
Well, they don't know what befalls them yet.
Were they rescued, or are they just under new management?
Okay, so we got somebody watching.
When do we
Is
go?
Taz staying behind too?
Let's see. Yeah, Tess said
Yeah,
he's
he
gonna
is.
stay.
Like I
He's
said, he
he's a
doesn't
cook.
hunt. But like I
Yeah.
said,
He can cook.
whenever you hunt, you can cook.
He's a
Okay.
cook.
All right, I'll go out. I'll hunt too. I'll kind of go off by myself, I guess. Best way to learn, I suppose.
Right? Okay, so this is now Kelso rolling off into the woods as a wolf.
Oh shit! Sorry.
Okay.
I'm just gonna
Make sure I
record.
get this set up the right way here. Okay. All right. So those of you going out to do individual hunting maneuvers, go ahead and roll some survival. Kelso is particularly keen of scent right now, so he gets an advantage. Okay.
All right, and I'm rolling.
Asher got a 19. What are you hunting with, Asher?
Probably my crossbow.
Okay.
Survival, you said?
Survival roll. Yep.
Could I use my investigation for any tracking or anything like that, or
Nope. Straight
Okay.
survival.
tracking?
Okay. Notor, you managed to bring down a couple of hares. You find a small burrow, and so you have a couple of hares. Asher, you were a
Really
little
splitting hairs.
nice. Asher was a little bit more successful. He managed to bring in a small doe,
Sweet.
and for too long, you see Kelso return with back in his regular form. He is now in possession of a buck. He managed to take down a buck.
Wow.
Okay, so you guys have pretty goodly amount of meat.
Mhm.
Good thing you got a cook here, you know. So now it is up to those of you to dress these and then hand over what you get to the cook. So let's see how you do with that. Another survival roll for anybody who is attempting to dress the animals.
Well, I have disguise, so I should be the one that dresses them.
Nice.
Boots.
The bard's over here making jokes.
Wise
Ooh.
guy.
You said that was another survival roll?
Yes, survival roll, please.
All right. Man, I'm on it.
Okay. Kelso,
Woohoo! Nat 20.
look at you guys go. All right, no problem at all. You guys do really well with the dressing of the animals. You know, so none of the meat is wasted. You guys even managed to save some of the pelt if you care to keep it.
Ugh.
And obviously you can't. You're not going to be able to rack and dry it and all that kind of stuff right now, but you do have some decent deer pelt with you, and hair pelt.
Love you too, baby.
So you can anybody who wants to hold on to them. You have 2 deer pelts and 2 small rabbit pelts, and then yeah, looks like Tass rolled pretty well on his cooking as well. So lots of jerky all around. Looks like it's going well. not necessarily jerky or whatever it is you're gonna make. So Tass, what are your thoughts on what you're making? He's making food in real life. He can't think. of
Sorry.
things.
Yeah, I'm eating Teddy Grahams right now, so I'll make a stew.
Oh, look out. All right. So stew with both types of meat in it, or just one type of meat in the stew, or how you gonna do it?
Both, and if I had potatoes, I would put potatoes in there too.
Potatoes. All right. That sounds very halfling. Okay. Well, unless you had some in your pack as part of your stuff, the potatoes are not really available. Nobody really went out for forage, so you don't really have anything other than the meat, and you've got the water in your water skins.
Yeah, I'll melt down some actual snow to actually have the water and stuff,
Good. Okay.
and I'll use some of the actual like extra corn to actually add a little bit of flavor to it too.
Ah, there you go. Okay.
And chances are likely I actually have spice or minor spices and stuff with me too, so I'll kind of mix some spices in there, kind of
Excellent.
flavor it
Okay.
up a little.
All right. So you rolled pretty strong. I like the way you're going with that. Take an inspiration task. That was nice. All right, guys. So meal served. Everybody is well fed, and you have plenty of meat left over. You think to get you back to back to town, and probably some more beyond that. So
Take a little bit of my part of it too, Mike, and feed it to Orwell whenever he comes back, or kind of keep it or whatever.
okay, actually he does return. So you should see him there now.
All right. I'll let him know that I've got some good meat for him.
Okay.
He's hungry.
Actually, now that he's returning, it looks like he already got some of his own, so he's doing
Cool.
okay
All right.
at current.
All right.
Okay, so if you do standard watches again, completely uneventful. So if you move on the next day, yep. Okay, guys, you make it all the way back to town with no major issues. So
Sweet.
I want to change the scene here, just showing you the map again. You've come back down out of the 5 Peaks from this location here, and you're now back to the town of Strathcairn here. Okay. Back to Strathcairn with all of these folks in tow. So you return to Strathcairn rather late the next day. Like I say, it's been about a total of 5 days since you set out into across the border into the 5 Peaks to retrieve these people, and you come back late on the 5th day. It's not nightfall yet, but it's approaching when you do get back into town. And of course, the people are overjoyed to have made it safely. They continue to give you all kinds of praise and appreciation. And as you enter town, they're all begging leave to return to their families or go wherever they will. They don't seem like they're willing to simply walk away from you after everything that you did. So anything that you need these folks for before you allow them to go their own way?
My initial reaction would be no. I want them to go be with their families.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody?
I would ask if they're able to, once they get settled, if they could replace our rations. That'd be great.
Well, I mean, a lot of them are going to say, well, my lord, I really have nothing but the shirt on my back.
Fine.
Yeah, I don't have anything. And look, recall too, a lot of these people aren't even from Strathcairn. A lot of them were just here for the work, for the logging work. and were taken. So those that are actually natives of Strathcarron will stay, but the rest of them are going to try to figure out a way to go home as fast as possible.
Yeah,
After
when
this
you mentioned
ordeal.
that they were actually going back to their families and stuff, I was assuming that
Yeah.
they were around here. Sorry about that.
No, it's fine. And actually, some of the folks in the group are offering lodging to some of the other commoners that shared this experience with them before they disembark to go on home wherever they're from. So they're kind of helping each other out a little bit. But as you're entering town, you'll see some militia people recognize you. They hail you, and they'll tell you, "Well done. You should absolutely go see the Manor Lord as soon as possible. I'm sure he'll want to know of your arrival and success."
Alrighty.
Okay. Anybody
I
have
think
anything else they want to do before going to the Manor Lord? Again, it's getting on toward the evening, so it's about supper time in most households around here.
yeah. What does Malrain think? He's more familiar with this kind of etiquette, I would suppose, than
Well, I mean,
at least me.
it's probably wise for us to kind of get well, take any invitation, obviously. Any invitation given, you should take. But other than that, when it comes to proper etiquette and addressing folk, we should really get cleaned up, bathed, ensure that when we do present ourselves, that we are doing the best job that we can to make a good first impression. It may be the only chance we get.
Okay. Well, the night watch militia folks are still here trying to help, these commoners back to their homes, or usher them into the town. There's still a couple of them you can speak to if you need to.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe we can tell them to let the Lord know that the civilians have been returned, and that we'll come see him tomorrow morning or whatever, if that sounds okay with everybody. Or
I think that that's probably, again, the best way to go about that.
Okay. Yeah. So the militiamen will say, "Oh, yes, fine. I'll send the word up to the manor. Please, find your way to the local inn and rest well. You've certainly earned it." Okay, so he is going to send up the word to the boss that we are going to that you guys are going to go ahead and take a rest in an inn,
Mm-hmm.
and while you are at the inn, you guys can rest up and decide, how you'll approach the next day. So,
Okay.
changing the scene here, we are in another
Sweet.
tavern inn sort of a location. The whole team has arrived. There's your barkeep. It's kind of late in the evening. Most locals have either cleared out or gone to their own beds. So you guys can decide what you would like to do next.
Well, I'm going to have my character is going to have some ginger beer. Um, I will be right back, folks. I have to step away for 2 seconds.
No problem. Okay. I mean, it's no problem if you wanna order up some dinner or what have you before retiring. You guys can talk a little bit about what you'd like to do in the morning too.
So, hey guys, I know we're kind of an unorganized group right now, but I think we should actually come up with some type of leadership thing. But that's just me. Anybody?
What do you mean?
Well, we're just a kind of a ragtag army that does our own thing. I mean, I think our last battle could have been better if someone actually kind of took the reins and kind of, you know, gave out orders and stuff. I'm just looking for more organization.
I think that kind of goes along with us being inexperienced as well. If we were seasoned in battle, then that battle may have went a little better, but it's something that we should definitely learn from. But as far as leadership goes, Asher he doesn't really care either way.
Let me fix that. Sorry.
If everybody agrees that we should have some type of leadership, then he's okay with that. If not,
Okay.
I don't mind, but I'm not volunteering.
Kelso's like, man, I don't know. We can do whatever we need to do, man. Somebody wants to be the boss of this here little crew. I guess they can step forward, man.
I'm guessing you guys don't want a little halfling that leads you guys, but you know, me personally, if it's not going to be me, I would nominate Malrain as my leader. He seems very competent.
I would have some reservation with that, but just because I saw him take a ring and then actually try to hide money from everybody. But he's done quite a bit to save face.
Yeah, I got you. Well,
Maybe
Greta.
we don't have.
Oh, go
Maybe
ahead.
we don't have a leader yet because we haven't picked one yet.
There you go. Greta says, I don't know that I should lead this group. I'm used to command. I'm used to being in charge of my own ship, but when we're not at sea, I don't feel like I know these territories and the dry as well as some of you others. I don't no, I'm not. I can't lead this group. Not unless we're aboard ship.
All right, I'll do it.
Like I said, Malrain's usually the talker of our group. He usually actually goes around and talks with, you know, all the people and everything. And I just eat, so you know.
Look, I have no problem talking with people.
Let's see here.
Asher just says his only concern is getting back to the Imperial Chancellor to find out what's going on. His big concern's his father. So as far as leadership stuff goes, choose whoever you want, but you know, at the end of the day, I make sure that I'm going to find out what's going on with my dad.
Sure. Greta says, I joined your crew a little late, but it seems to me the leader or the person who sets the tone should depend on the situation. What if Mr. Malrain here is our lead negotiator and person who attempts to talk us through issues or negotiate on our behalf, and perhaps Notor is the one that leads us when we have to track or we have to travel, and we're dealing with difficult terrain, and perhaps Asher leads when it comes to a martial situation in a fight. You obviously have training in that regard.
I could do the wizardly stuff too. I mean, since I've finally got a tie to
Right?
the feel for the source of the land. Obviously, like that whole out of character,
Hmm.
that whole martial thing was just because I was a fighter. That was it. Like
Yeah,
I've
I get you.
clearly, um, I do love that our first major battle went completely haywire because it's just so third level. Like we're not experienced at all, so it's awesome it went that way. So,
I
but no,
got you.
I agree with Greta on that too. And then
And she says, obviously, if we're aboard ship, you will, take my lead because that is where I excel. That is my experience. That's what I do. And certainly if we manage to get the ship fixed, it's my ship anyway. So do we need a complete party leader in every situation, or we just need to defer to the proper member of the party depending on the situation?
I don't care. I just need, or I just know organization is key to anything, and we were not organized at all.
Okay.
that's definitely true. I agree with if Asher has to have the choice of those two options, then Greta's choice is more preferable to him. He doesn't like the idea of just having one person for all situations.
Right.
Malrain is in the same boat. He says, I do understand where matters of criminal law, legalities, and contractual obligations come into play. You'll need a man who's quick-tongued and ready.
Hmm.
So suffice to say, I should definitely be useful in said situation.
Okay. Look, and as you're having this discussion around the table, the serving wench is bringing food and stuff. So you guys got some grub on the table and whatnot. So food and drink is being served. You guys are being refreshed.
Splendid.
Oh yeah.
So I take it I'll be negotiating for us in the morning then.
Greta agrees. And when it's time to go and speak to people of
Can't
influence.
talk now. Food's here.
Tass is shoving food in his face. Doesn't
Malrain will drink of wine, have dinner, and get well rested for the negotiations.
Okay.
And discussion tomorrow.
All right. Okay, so Greta says, as you guys are wrapping up dinner, she says, "Okay, are we in agreement then?" Asher is our marshal captain, and Malrain is our negotiator and primary speaker, and Notor is our tracker and wilderness guide, and then I'm the sea captain, and then Tass, of course, is one of our magical experts, as well as all things culinary. And then Kelso is
The
our
druid.
spiritual
Yeah.
guide. Yeah, our spiritual guide, right?
Everything, him and Notor together in the woods are pretty awesome.
Pretty good duo, yeah. Yep.
I guess the question there would be, if they're both in the forest, do they make a sound? I mean, I don't because of my boots, but they may not. I'm not sure.
And with that, she bids you good night. I'm going to bed. She takes off up the stairs.
Leave it to the bard. He'll retire as well.
Cheeky jokes. Here we go. Okay. So no major heartburn over that decision. Everybody's good.
But he's in agreement, it appears.
Okay. All right. Good morning. Everybody come on down. You can have breakfast. You know, they'll feed you quite well. The bartender and proprietor here, of course, knows very well that you've rescued folks. I mean, word travels fast in a small town, and as you're having breakfast, of which they are happy to prepare as
Mhm.
many varieties of eggs as Mr. Task can eat, which is amazingly a lot. He's getting a little worried. He's starting to sweat. But anyway, he says words come down from the manor that the manor lord would like to see you this morning as soon as possible, and that
Okay.
your tab for the evening is being taken care of by the Lord himself. So please enjoy, and you know, we offer our sincerest thanks for your efforts on behalf of the townsfolk.
Thank you.
Thank you for sure. Cuckoo, cuckoo.
All right. You notice also that as the
Hey, baby.
as the serving maid is
Oh, my.
moving about, she keeps giving a
Ugh.
couple of sly winks to Kelso.
Ooh. She likes the stoners.
I will. Apparently, I will play. I will play my. My lute.
Okay.
Try
Play a
and
little
get
music.
Kelso talked up a little bit.
Let's see if Kelso notices the attention.
All right. Performance was a 20.
Ooh, very nice. Okay. Kelso realizes what's happening. He's a little abashed as an elf, but he, you know, he's obviously caught the interest of a serving lass here. She's not super attractive, but she's quite serviceable. Kelso's a little uncomfortable. He doesn't dislike the attention, but he's not necessarily feeling it either. So interesting.
I'm going to go back and dig through some of my books to find my pickup artist books. Kinda give it to him. How to score with ladies.
How to score with ladies.
That baby.
That's funny. Okay. Well, so yeah, everything's that's funny, man. So
It is pretty fun.
how to score with ladies. Well, if you are you going to deliver that book to him, or what are you doing?
If I had one, I totally would.
Yeah, we're gonna do what we got to do.
I don't know that you I don't know that you necessarily have a title like that, but you might be able
I
to
may.
give
I
him
mean,
a few pointers or something, you know.
right. Yeah. Maybe not. I mean, I am. My background is a sage, so I may have something, in terms of the love arts or whatever.
Okay. Well, let's see here. What does Kelso do? All right, so he's obviously a little embarrassed. You give him a couple of ideas, and so he takes your ideas and starts to chatter up a bit. Oh,
at
and
that.
dude's doing well. So
Told you.
he's actually he's actually impressed her quite a bit. Um, so he excuses himself as he walks over across the dining room and is speaking with her a bit. From
Are
what
you
you can see, it's a nice conversation.
our young Kelso's growing up so fast.
All right. So anyway, this goes on for a bit of until about mid morning, and she's obviously rather smitten with him, and he's interested in her attention, but she does eventually have to get back to work, so she gets back to it, and Kelso comes back to the table, and he's got a big grin on his face. But that's about all. So you guys can decide now that breakfast is wrapped up. What would you like to do next?
Go meet with the
Oh,
whatever, the Lord or whatever.
Yep.
yep, yep.
All right. Changing the scene here. So you guys can go ahead and bring now. Disregard the fact that this is a green and lush yard here. Obviously, it's winter time, so the grass is not green and beautiful. There's not a lush
Right.
garden going on out here right now. It's winter time, so you guys can go ahead and place your characters down in this general vicinity.
Let's see where I'm heading.
Okay. Tass is standing on the window. That's very nice. All right. So as you approach the door, there are a couple of militiamen here that actually recognize you for the group that is expected, and they salute and say, "Welcome, welcome, adventurers. Thank you for coming this morning. The Lord is inside, and please accept his hospitality and step in at your leisure."
Well, thank you so much for having us today. Um, how's your mother? As I'm walking through. Oh,
How's your mother?
yep.
Uh, okay. He's quite well, thank you, my lord. He's a little confused by that.
Will nod his head and walk right on past as if the man is below him.
Okay. So as you come in, you'll see that you're standing on top of the fishmonger. Don't do that. Okay. So it appears there's a gentleman here in somewhat fancy livery, is just finishing a conversation with a gentleman who has a basket of fish, and it looks as though there's another basket of fish that was just set down here. So it looks like
Okay.
he was making a delivery. He turns and sees you coming in and says, "Oh, big pardon, my lords. Just here for the morning delivery. I'll be out of your way forthwith." And so he just squeezes right by and heads on out the door. So he was just stopping for a moment to take care of business. As you step in, this gentleman says, "Ah, our intrepid adventurers, and deputies no less. Please, please come in, make yourselves at home. Any place in here in the front hall is welcome to you. Please have a seat. Be at ease. I will let the Lord know you have arrived." And
I'll turn this seat around and kind of sit and wait.
all right. Okay, so he disappears a moment back into another room.
I'm gonna take a look around real quick, see if there's anything that this guy's into that I might be
Okay.
able to pull on.
So Chris, did you go into the next room? Okay, there
I
you
was just messing around.
go. I'm like, okay, somebody went tromping off down the hall.
I'm just kind of investigating the walls, looking around to see if there's anything I can pull on to kind of get along with this guy. Fraternity, club symbols, perhaps dead animals on the walls, anything
Sure.
that I can do to relate.
Nothing too crazy. It's a fairly modest manor hall. Nothing too crazy here. It's
Mhm.
it obviously this guy is a minor lord. They call him the manor lord, but
So he's
based on what you
modest.
well, based on what you see here, you think
Mhm.
he's probably the reeve, which is typically a person who's in charge of holding the hall on
Okay.
behalf of the actual lord of either the province. So being a reeve, he runs the manor and the town, but he's not really a lord. I think it's just you based on what you know of nobility. He's not really a lord. He's a reeve, but he seems to be highly regarded by the townsfolk, and thus they
Right.
call him the manor lord. So
Aye. Okay. I'll
okay,
wait on the manor lord then.
okay. You don't have to wait long before the
What's the name of the manor lord?
I was just pulling that up.
Sorry, my apologies.
Look at you getting ahead of me, wise
I
guy.
didn't mean to. I promise.
I have to pull it up and hang on. Where'd it go?
Yes, I'm singing Elmo's World. Leave me
That's
alone.
what I thought I heard. I'm like, wow, okay.
I have little boys.
We're in freaking Elmo's world already. Look at this. All right, hang
Manor
on.
Lord. You're all right. Manor Lord. Okay. Just taking notes.
Yep, you're fine. Let me get it.
Gentlemen, please settle your roll back there. Nice. We're partying in this place. Let's go, everybody. No, I'm kidding. We're streaking through the quad.
I'm streaking.
Yeah, that's funny.
Malrain the tank.
Find okay. Hang on, I'm almost there.
His last name's Nailo. Maybe it's the hammer.
Definitely not Nailo.
No, my last name.
Oh,
My
okay.
characters.
Oh, good for you. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so you don't know his name until he
Okay.
introduces himself, but we're getting there. So,
Oh, that's fine.
all right. So, all right. So the servant, butler, assistant, whatever he is, he introduced himself um, as Jason.
Okay.
So here's Jason.
Thank you, Jason.
Jason, the butler, servant, what have you, house servant. He says, the Reeve will see you now. Folks, please come with me and across the hall here to the Reeve's study. And so he shows you through this door. So file on in as you like.
Oh, I'm on the desk. No.
Now, if you don't want it to snap to grid, you can press Alt as you move them, and that way you can kind of put them where you want. Okay. Come on in the room as you like, friends. All right, as you come in, the Reeve says, Jason, thank you. You can leave us and close the door, please. And so Jason does so, and he sets off back down the hall. So, okay, so the Reeve stands from his desk as you enter. He says, "Please be at ease, friends of the realm. You've done wonderful work for us. You've brought back our townsfolk and citizens of Talony. My name is, um, oh, hang
Jason.
on, I got it here. It's not Jason. It's Branford Miles, and I'm the Reeve of this holding. I report directly to the master of timber and minerals for the province, who's also happens to be my uncle, Murdoch Miles. So I welcome you and thank you for your quick action to rescue our folk. Although I must inform you that unfortunately the job is not done. You've done incredibly well, and we could scarcely ask for more, but I'm afraid I must. Would you please be at ease while I have some drink brought, and I'll tell you more about what I speak.
Well, yes, of course we will. Very nice to meet you, Manor Lord Miles. We've heard great things.
Whoa, hang on a second. I gotta undo that. That was weird. Hang on. I'm having difficulties here. There we go. There we go. What is going on with this stuff? There we go. All right, so he calls to Jason and says, "Jason, please, drinks for the guests and myself." He does so, goes on to the back of the house, then comes back pretty soon and passes out some wine, nothing too crazy, just mild wine. It's a pretty basic vintage, nothing too fancy, and it's not really strong, so it's meant as a courtesy. So, and then Jason excuses himself and stays within earshot in case his lord asks for him again. And so after some mild pleasantries and a little bit of wine sipping and whatnot, he gets down to business. He says, "So you've been into the Five Peaks and you've brought back some of our citizenry, which was, of course, your job as deputized members of Talony, and um, you know, the fact that the magistrate himself had deputized you. I have to call on you as deputized members of the realm once again, because it appears those are not the only people that have been taken. It's just that word of other captives has come to us late. We know not why that word was delayed, but the group that you rescued was only just the most recent group. There have been others that have been taken throughout other areas of Stratholme and also some of the neighboring provinces of Lindholm and Sarenset. But, or excuse me, we are in Sarenset, but in neighboring province of Lindholm at Newcane, and also north of us in the Freestead, in the Freestead province from the town of Taladare. So it appears that these raids and people being abducted are happening all along the borders of the Five Peaks.
That's understood. And we, of course, have no problem taking care of this for you. And as deputized members of the realm, of course, we earn notoriety as to our family names. Myself, Malrain Marquis Nielo, of course, take home the noble reign for the Nielos, as it were. However, that doesn't always cut the gravy. We are out of rations and we have used a fair amount of our equipment which will need to be repaired. Therefore, we will take upon this mission for you. However, we do feel it would be remiss not to mention a forfeit of or forfeiture of said pay upon said mission complete.
Uh, let me see if I follow you, Lord Nilo. Is it?
Aye.
You don't wish to be paid for this?
We wish to be paid. The forfeiture of our pay now is in question, and the future pay has not been discussed yet. So I would say that for first and foremost, pay for the current job would be commensurate, and then we shall discuss further operations for said realm, albeit, of course, will help the realm. But at what cost to you would be the
Oh,
question.
I see, I see. Yes, yes, yes. So of course, your promised reward for this mission. Certainly, certainly, sir. We'll make good on that, and that will be handled back in the capital. Um, Sadly, I don't have the resources to handle payment of your agreed upon rate, and in fact, I'm not aware of it. Um, you were sent to me as deputies, and I simply am the messenger in this regard. So I I apologize. I would gladly forward you something. Certainly, we'll take care of your supplies and make sure that you're well provisioned. But
That
I can't negotiate on behalf of the Thane. That is outside of my authority.
understood, and as it were that we should garner said supplies and have such repairs done, we would gladly accept such an offer and say step upon this further quest. And whereas you can't negotiate for the Thane himself, I'll gladly write the Thane a letter upon our success of the next mission as well. Here's the one I've prepared currently, if you wouldn't mind making sure that the courier takes it. I'll drop it on his desk.
Certainly. However, sir, if you've already written that, I heard you say he. Certainly, you realize our Thane is a woman.
Of course, of course. A minor mishap on the scripture there. Just have it edited.
Uh, well, far be it for me to edit your own hand, sir. If you'd like to uh, repen this missive, I'd be glad to deliver it on your behalf. But I wouldn't be comfortable editing your written
Can
word.
I can understand that. I'll pen it before I leave here. Now, the last thing I would say is that yes, we would very much be interested in helping the realm once again. But I would also let you know that um, the information we bring you is about a camp, and perhaps it would be wise for my marshal to take care of these items. Um, I would ask that we be given one more night's stay at the inn, free of charge.
Well, as soon as you say something in the effect of
Mhm.
um, what do you say, something about a stronghold or a?
Yes,
Oh, he perks up immediately. You said a stronghold.
yes,
Could you elaborate, please?
yes. Actually, but I do believe that. Well, I guess I can at least elaborate for him. Um, I'll. What do you roll investigation to kind of pull back my memory of the place?
Well, you didn't see it yourself. You were only given
Okay.
a description of a brief survey of it by Notor.
Okay. So then I will I will step away from the desk and say, for that information, you'd want to ask our ranger, Notor.
Okay. Brooding in the corner as he is. So the
Yeah.
so the Reeve Miles turns to you and says, "You've been rather quiet, sir. I'd certainly appreciate any information you can give. This is potentially distressing news. What is it that you saw, sir?"
I'll stand up and first thank him for hospitality and give him a brief description of what I saw,
Okay. He's
since I
noticed.
personally, out of character, was
Yeah.
not there.
Okay. He is noticeably alarmed as you're giving him the information about an actual stronghold, a scant few days away from Stratholme. He immediately says, "Sir, thank you. A moment, please." And he shouts for Jason. Jason pops his head in the door. You rang, sire. Jason, call the militia captain. We have urgent need. Bring the captain and 2 of his messengers. We have a serious situation. He says, "Right away, sire." And he steps out. He turns to you and says, "Friends, this is disturbing news. We knew that, within the 5 peaks that the goblins have been stirring, and now news of people being captured was even more disturbing. But the fact that there's an actual working stronghold within 5 days of here, for years we've scouted the 5 peaks because we know that the goblins are occasionally aggressive, but we've never known them to have a stronghold within that close of our, of Talony, of our borders. That's deeply concerning, and we're gonna have to get more information. I need to know the composition of this stronghold. I need to know, um, who holds it and in what numbers, and certainly I'm going to have to understand why it's there. The fact that it was put up and we didn't know about it is amazing. It's been a scant 4-5 months since we last looked at that area that you spoke of, and there wasn't a stronghold there the last time we took a look. I mean, it was only just in the late summer, and things were quiet, and there was no stronghold upon that hill. To find out that there is one now is incredibly alarming. So as you are hearing this from him, he oops, where'd he go? Shoot. Hang on a sec. Hang on, I'll find him here in a minute. There we go. All right, so in comes the guard captain. And he has, hang on, still looking. It's almost here. Where'd he go? He has a couple of his trusty scouts in tow. So the guard captain comes in and he says, "Sire, you rang. What is it that we can do for you?" It sounded important. And the Reeve Miles tells him what you've told him. And the guard captain is obviously distressed and quite surprised to hear about this. So the Reeve says, "I need you to send your scouts out to look into the countryside immediately, as well as a couple of messengers to the capital. They need to ride hard and get there quickly. the capital needs to know about this. We may be in for more trouble if this stronghold is peopled by any of the goblin raiders. They are far too close to our border for comfort. The captain says, I'm going to need more men. It's the depths of winter. We really don't have a large militia crew here. And so the Reeve thinks for a moment. He looks up at you folks and he says, friends, I'm sorry. Reluctantly, I'll have to call on you once again. I hereby, by the law of Talony and the authority of the Thane, must conscript you into the militia. I need you to be our scouts. I need you to find out what you can about this stronghold. And if you can, in so doing, finding what's going on with the loss of our people. But this is definitely the most pressing need. I need to know about that stronghold. I need to know what the intentions are. Need to know if there's a garrison there and what kind of activity is coming from there. I can't promise you any specific reward. I can't promise you anything other than what the Thane herself or any of her magistrates from the capital might be able to offer you. But as of now, under the law, I must put you under command of the guard captain and have you do this scouting mission on behalf of the realm.
The conscription doesn't really suit my style. I understand that that's your law here. Miles, was it? Yes, I understand that. But I'm not really a combatant. I think I'd be better suited, perhaps, writing for the guard captain, perhaps taking some notes, something of that nature, perhaps.
The Reeve, he gets a rather serious look, and he says, Master Nihilo, I understand your hesitation. However, you have accepted deputization on the realm of Talony by a sworn member of the Imperial Church of Haylin and a magistrate of Her Holiness the Thane. I am well within my legal right to conscript you accordingly and to send you on any such mission on behalf of the realm. Again, I don't do this lightly. I don't ask you to do this if it weren't of the utmost importance and certainly a major concern to the security of my charge here in the city of Stratholme, as well as neighboring provinces of the realm.
Of course, yes, of course, the law, right? Of course, I'd be more than happy to help with any of the endeavors that you might have me on. By all means, God, Captain, lead the way. I'm sure that they'll be paved in gold with the blood of our enemies, and we'll be able to relish in the safety of the realm as they did my forefathers and elves of the other kind.
Okay. So you lay it on pretty thick. He gets a little less stern in his composition there and sits and says, "Yes, very good, very good. I'm penning a writ now to have you properly provisioned and to make sure that any gear that you need within our capability to provide is provided. But the captain will take command from here and give you your orders for when and whence you will begin your scouting mission on behalf of the realm. Please feel free to finish the drinks, but I believe the captain will need your attention pretty quickly, and as such, now I defer to him." So the captain
Okay,
says,
maggots.
"Hey, you maggots!" All right, now he says, Yes, very well. He's a militia guard captain, right? So the guy's not necessarily crazy put together. He's a sharp guy, but you don't get the the feeling that he's a major war general or anything. So um, he says, very good. Let me confer with my messengers here. Please finish your drinks and then meet me outside the manor here as I consult with my scouts and such. So,
Master GM, I need to take my leave for the evening. If you want to take over Malrain, I'm just going to step away. I'll leave everything running. I'll
okay,
check back in at 10.
sounds good. Thank
All
you.
right. Thank you.
Okay, so anyway, the captain and his scouts step out. You guys are welcome to finish your wine if you like. The Reeve is busy penning some things. He calls Jason in to take a few messages, fetch a couple things for him, but he appears pretty busy, so he's not engaging in a lot of conversation right now. So you get the feeling that you're virtually dismissed. He just hasn't said so.
Right.
Quickly leave.
Yeah.
Yep. I guess we'll leave.
Greta
Bah.
doesn't look real pleased, but she gets it. She's kind of at everyone's mercy because look, she can't go anywhere. Her boat's tied
Yeah.
up. So
Yeah. We're all kind of.
Kelsa's like, oh man, I'm in a militia now. Whoa,
I'm a militia man.
I'm a militia man. Whoa. Malrain continues to grumble slightly, but he managed to be magnanimous about it. Okay, Tass, what's your what's your take on this?
I'll go with the party. I don't have any. Yeah, I'm pretty
Okay.
laid back.
All right. There'll be food in it. So anyway. All right. So as you guys step outside, you'll see that the captain's just dismissing his scouts now. They are. There they go. I think. Hang on a second. That's weird. Okay. Anyway, I don't know why they're so light. Weird. Anyway, I don't quite understand why it's doing that.
I got cleared for a little while longer, Mr. GM. Yay.
So anyway, the captain is just telling his scouts here to go ahead and ride hard. So they're going off to the stables now to grab some horses and send word to the capital. And as he dismisses them, he turns to you and he says, all right, so it looks as though you're going to be my scouting party. I guess that works in our favor. You already know the terrain. You already have seen the fortification, so you'll know how to get there and what we're looking for. So this time, if you want, we'll gladly supply horses again. The ones that you came in on from the capital are still stabled here. If you'd like to try taking horses up the trail, it sounds like it's clear enough that you can do it. If you'd like to. What
No
say
tour?
you?
How many?
I could see us taking them part way there. I wouldn't go all the way to the stronghold with them.
Okay, it's a fair point.
Other than that, I think it's a good idea because we need to hurry up.
Okay.
But I also
Um,
think that we
Mhm.
may want to grab and replenish our rations before we can leave.
Okay. Yeah, agreed. Greta says, well, I don't claim to know much about horses, but I don't think we can just abandon them on the slopes of the hill as we approach this place. Captain, can you send us perhaps some grooms to care for the horses and stay with them while we investigate so that we can maybe come back and hopefully the horses will still be there?
I would be a great groomer for those horses. And besides, why would you want to waste any manpower any further than what you already have, Captain? Persuasion.
Okay.
Oh, I can re-roll. Hold on, I think I get advantage on it. Silver tongue, you are the master. See when you make charisma, you can trade 20 or 9 or lower as a 10. Oh, 9 or lower is a 10, so I'll take a 10 on it.
Okay.
And that'll put me at 17.
Okay. So the captain says, your idea is a good one, madam. However, uh, Master Nailo here is correct. One of your party may have to be the one to do that because I just don't have the manpower to supply. I had to send 2 of my only 4 scouts off to send messengers to the capital, and you're my scouting party. The other 2 are going to, beat the borders, if you will, and try to stay vigilant for any more goblin raids. I just don't have enough people to send with you to manage your horses. You'll have to do that yourself. I can spare horses, but not men.
Besides, I'm pretty good at putting wreaths on horseshoes, so we're good.
Dude, what?
I rolled animal handling before.
There's no animal to handle right now.
I know, I'm just being goofy.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. So the
So-
captain says, yeah, you can come down into the town, the market area, and supply yourselves on the Reeves dime within reason. And
Nice.
obviously, there's going to be some items you may not be able to get. I mean, we're in a decently populous area, but it's not a big town, right? So you can get what you need to stock up. But then obviously we need you to gather this scouting report as soon as possible. This could be incredibly important to know what's coming.
Notor
Okay.
realizes the urgency and quickly just make sure that we have enough rations to replenish everyone's.
Okay.
He's not out for anything else. That's it.
If Mallory,
As
Go ahead, Asher.
kind of out of character, I guess. Has he explained to us exactly what our scouting mission is yet?
Yeah, basically what he says is you already know the area. He needs to know, like the Reeves said, he needs to know
The people.
the makeup, you know, he just needs to know all the information he possibly can know about this stronghold.
Okay.
to know-
So how
Yeah.
how many goblins do we see? Like numbers? How many?
Need to know numbers, composition, whatever you can find out about this stronghold, he needs to know because
Okay.
it's that close. They could potentially send an invasion force before we could be ready to repel them, and so we need
Okay.
to know.
Okay. That's pretty much all Asher's interested in, and he agrees with Notor that the quicker that we get on this, the better we'll be.
Okay. All right, does anybody else have special requests of the captain, needs or anything before you guys get your gear?
Is he okay if replenishing our rations?
Absolutely.
Okay.
He can, that's not difficult. Again, rations are rations, right? I mean, it's not gonna be anything too fancy.
Mhm.
I mean, you guys still have a little bit of that cooked venison left over from when you did your hunting.
Mhm.
I would say it's enough for 2 days worth of food for each of you. Um, but then, the regular trail rations in a lot of ways are just hard biscuits, um, you know, hardtack type stuff that's supposed to keep in case you get stuck out for a long time. And then
Is he okay if
jerky or
me
dried meat.
resupply my cooking supplies, as in my herbs and stuff too?
With what he has, again, it's a winter time, so winter stores aren't great. But yeah, you can get some minor stuff. That's no problem.
What about potatoes?
You'd have to see the innkeeper for that. It's not something that we have as part of standard militia fare. He might be willing to part with some, but I can't uh I can't requisition those. You may have to negotiate with the innkeeper for any specialty food items. We got the basics. You guys will get trail rations worth. You guys can be um, given up to 7 days worth of trail rations, free of charge. Anything beyond that, it's your own dime.
Okay.
If you need ammunition, they can supply, a standard quiver of arrows
Okay.
or a set of bolts, no charge. They'll repair your gear. Although depending on how much repair you need, it may take longer. So they can give you, some standard fare weapons if you need them. Most of what they have are short swords, long swords, short bows, light crossbows, arrows and bolts. Some leather gear as far as armor and such, but that's about all they have other than some spears, maybe a few daggers, stuff like that.
Well, I would like to. The only thing I'm really thinking I'd like to have is a couple of daggers, a couple of extra daggers.
Okay. Easy enough. They can
I'll
supply
take
those.
standard quiver.
And food, of course, but
Okay, yeah, quiver of arrows, no problem. They got you. Go ahead and add those. What else you need?
I'm just gonna take the 7 days worth of rations.
Okay.
Yeah, I just
Yeah, I
need the
just
7 days worth of rations. I'll probably go purchase another week's worth of rations from the innkeeper and see if he can't give me some potatoes.
Okay.
Yeah, if he has some actual like spices, I will kind of replenish my cooking gear too if he'll allow it.
Okay. Let me do a quick roll for that. Let's see. What does he have available? Oh, actually, he's got a pretty good store. So it ain't gonna be cheap because herbs and stuff like that, especially in the wintertime. Um, you're taking away from his stock to get him through winter. So he'll charge you a couple gold for the potatoes. He has some leeks and other vegetables, leeks, carrots, celery. He also has a pretty good selection of spices. A couple of gold will probably buy you enough to supply what you're asking for.
Okay, that's good. I'll do that.
Okay. All right. Any other gear? Feeling pretty good there. So everybody
I'm
make
good
sure
to
you
go. So
How
add
about
your.
rope? I forgot. How about rope? We would need rope.
Okay. Yeah, that's not it's not standard fare either. So you guys will have to maybe go to like the stable, the town stable, and see if you can buy some. It's not something that they have as standard gear for militia.
That's fine. I'll purchase a set for like 50 feet for myself. So
Okay. Standard cost from the PHB plus 20%.
you tell me how much that is. I don't have the PHB on me right now.
Okay, hang on. Let's see. Do. I'll find it. Hang on. It's been a minute since I've looked up stuff like that. It's 1 gold for a 50-foot length, so it'd be 1 gold, 2 silver. Anybody else need gear?
No, sir.
No tour's ready to go.
Okay. Greta says she's ready to go. Kelsey's like, yeah, man, I'm ready. I'll just take all this food. This is great, man.
I'm good to go.
I got kind of the munchies right now. I might have to start eating some of this. Okay, all right, so everybody's ready to go. The captain dismisses you and says, good luck. Come back with word as soon as you possibly can. And so you will be moving on. All right, let's see here. Hang on a second. For some reason, my Roll20 is acting funny. Let's refresh it real quick. Okay, I'm going to take a minute to do a little bit of setup here. So you guys go ahead and feel free to take a little bit of a break. We'll make it about 12 minutes. Stop back at 8:50 and we'll continue.
Alrighty.
Okay, I probably will be gone by then, Master GM. So
Okay.
feel free to use any spells that I might have. So I've got invisibility, enhanced ability, all that kind of stuff. If anybody would need it or use it.
Hey, do you want to just pause here?
That's up to you guys. If you guys
You know,
want
I
to
don't
pause
want
it.
to. I don't want
pick
you
up.
to run like all the like a majority of the characters, and we're kind of at half now, right? For players, if Joe leaves.
I'm just getting tugged away at this point. My apologies.
It's up to you guys. I'm okay with continuing next time. Or we can, I mean, I don't have a problem NPC in a little bit.
I don't foresee anything super eventful happening, but if it does, I think we'll be all right.
But I'm not saying that. I'm actually playing. I'm talking about participation. Because, like I said, I don't want the GM to NPC half of our group. But that's just my personal feeling.
Fair point. I don't mind though. It's not a big deal to me.
Nope, don't matter to me. It's whatever everybody else wants. I'm good either way.
Okay, well let's give it a few here. We'll come back from the break and decide how we're gonna do it.
Cool.
Okay.
I will check back in.
All right, everybody's starting to trickle back in.
I'm back.
Cool.
Same.
I'm back.
There's Gab, there's Son. Okay. So, Chris, so Joe said he has to step away. So, I'll NPC his character too. Son suggested maybe we call it here and pick it up at the next session, but I'm okay to continue. If you guys want to continue, totally up to you. I'm wide open for however you
I
guys want to
mean,
play it.
my thought process on that is because I mean, I don't want to go too far ahead if the other players aren't there, because I know when I came back from just one day of missing a lot, I mean, I pretty much missed quite a bit and I was kind of lost. I don't want to get them too lost.
Sure, I get it.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, especially for
Tristram, yeah.
yeah, because we're there's kind of a lot going on now. We're going to go scouting, so that's a whole other. So yeah, I
Okay.
agree with that. I think.
Okay. Well, we'll go ahead and call it here then, and we'll pick up again from this point for the next time.
All
So,
right.
And it is a good stopping point.
yeah, it is. I mean, it's on to the next thing. So, guys have been conscripted into the Talony militia. Or
Malrain's doing everything he can to stay out of the combat situations. It's great.
Clearly,
none wrong with that, I guess. I mean,
It's great. It's gonna work out well because I'm gonna direct Malrain as more of a buff type bard.
okay, that's cool. All right, so let's talk about next session. So, let's see here. I mean, 2 weeks from now. No, I'm gonna be out of town that day. I could probably do
About
the 28th. 28th is the next one.
I'm cool on the 28th.
yeah, it's fine with me, as far as I know.
Gab, you good with that?
That works.
Yeah,
Cool.
that'll be a pretty freed up weekend too. So the missus will probably be down for me playing the whole session.
That's fine with me.
Okay, I'll put it down as the 28th, 6
Woo!
p.m. again. And I'll get it in the calendar, and that way everybody knows what's up. So,
Folks, thanks
right.
for tuning in.
Yeah, appreciate it, everybody. I know we didn't get as much combat. We didn't get any combat in this time, but little role play, little work, a little bit more fleshing out of personalities and how this group is going to work together as a team. And I think that's all positive. So